It's one of the world's preeminent natural history museums and is the only museum in the world to also house an aquarium, planetarium, and research and education programs under one roof. New home for the California Academy of Sciences has been open for about a year, and it's only a 3-hour drive north in beautiful San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. Joining us now to talk more about it is Christopher Andrews and a little friend of his. They're spearheading the creation and installation process for the new exhibits and aquarium display. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Okay. Should I be scared of our little friend, Balthazar?
Balthazar is an old friend of mine. I have him about 10 years. He hasn't bitten anybody in a long time, so I think you're relatively
That's
safe.
Reassuring. So now you use him to go around the state and talk about this beautiful new museum. I shouldn't really say new because it's been open for about a year, but relatively speaking.
We opened about a year ago. It's our first-year anniversary celebrations this weekend, so we're delighted that in the last year we've welcomed 2.3 million people have come to see us. But of course the fall is a great time to visit San Francisco, and our attendance is a little less now in the fall because the tourists have gone home and so on. So it's a great time to visit the Academy and come and enjoy the exhibits and maybe meet Balthazar out on the public floor as well.
Well, what kind of snake is he?
He's a red-tailed boa constrictor, so he comes from tropical South America.
Okay.
But he was actually captive bred, and so he's never lived in the rainforest. And we handle him a lot, and he meets people all the time. So he's a very gentle snake, like a little puppy dog.
Oh, well, he's doing great. And
You don't look convinced. But
I will look from afar. No, he's okay to touch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And while I touch him, can you talk to us a little bit about the museum and...
Well, see, isn't he wonderful? He's warm and soft and smooth, as long as you move slowly.
Okay.
You won't kind of freak him out. No, he's fine. He's fine. The museum...
Let's talk about the museum, because really the exhibits that you have are pretty amazing. First of all, the building itself and the roof is like a living roof. So let's talk about the museum itself and what people can expect.
It received LEED Platinum certification recently, which means it's the largest, greenest museum building in the world. And a symbol of that really is the living roof, which is a 2.5-acre living roof, which is covered with native plants, and there are butterflies and insects, and there's a viewing platform, so you can actually go up there and look across the living roof and see the 7 hills of San Francisco.
Okay, so that's the building itself, and what we were looking at is the planetarium exhibit, which we're going to check out in a little bit right now. But the building, how big is it?
The building it's a 2.5-acre living roof, and then the building itself is about 400,000 square feet. So it's a large museum, and you can spend half a day looking at the exhibits quite easily.
Can people go up to the roof? Because
there's an elevator and stairs and a viewing platform right up there on the roof with a great view across San Francisco.
That's beautiful. Okay, so the Morrison Planetarium, we saw some pictures of that. Describe to us what that's like.
Well, that is a 180-degree dome that sits over you, if you will, in a 300-seater amphitheater. So it's kind of like an Omnimax, if you're familiar with those. And it has this wonderful planetarium show, which is just like a huge computer screen. Okay. And it really takes you to the far reaches of space.
Beautiful. Okay, look at these pictures that we're looking at. That's the planetarium that you were mentioning just a little while ago. And then you also have like it says it never rains at the Academy's Northern California Coast, an exhibit that highlights the state's diverse marine environment.
We have a whole set of different aquarium exhibits. So we have a California Coast exhibit, sort of a small kelp forest exhibit. We also have a coral reef tank, and we put divers in the tank several times a day, and they can actually talk back and forth to the guests using a headset, and the guests get to talk to a diver. And so it's a very immersive experience. It's sort of like diving on a reef for the guests without getting wet.
That is beautiful, beautiful. And how often are the shows?
The shows are several times a day. It depends on the days of the week. But when you arrive at the Academy, you check out the show times, and we do swamp talks and dives and penguin feeds. Of course, the penguin feeds are very, very popular in Africa Hall.
I bet. And what is this we're looking at?
This is part of the rainforest. We also have a tropical rainforest exhibit where we take you all around the world looking at different rainforest exhibits, and you actually walk up through a rainforest and see free-flying birds and butterflies, and you can look down into a 100,000-gallon pool with vegetarian piranhas and catfish and all other kinds of tropical fishes, which is a very immersive exhibit because it's hot and it's humid and it's almost like you're there in the rainforest, perhaps.
No kidding. And you've been open for a year. This is just amazing, everything that it offers, because it also has rainforest of the world, a swamp, and a water planet. Wow, I imagine that it might take you a little bit longer than a day to go through it.
We find that most of our guests stay for about 4 hours. There's so much to do, and when they arrive, they kind of plan out their visit because there's all kinds of shows and exhibits. But a big part of the Academy is getting them to interact with us and our scientists and our animals. So it's not a passive experience where you just walk around looking at the exhibits. We try and engage people with us and our animals, especially because we're so passionate about them.
Particularly the kids, I imagine.
Especially children. I mean, they are the scientists of tomorrow, and we really need to engage children young in science and turn them onto science so they will help us as things develop.
Give us the official name of the museum and tell us where exactly it's located.
It's the California Academy of Sciences, and it's situated in Golden Gate Park.
Beautiful.
And of course, if you need instructions, directions, buy tickets online, if you go to our website, which is calacademy.org, it's all there for you.
Okay, and you said you were celebrating the first-year anniversary this coming weekend. There's that website for you to go find more information and tickets on, or prices on the tickets themselves. But is there going to be a big party this weekend because it is the first-year anniversary?
Oh, this weekend we have 2 days of celebrations. We've got big cat shows, we've got snake shows, we've got Filipino dancers. It's a whole festival around us in Golden Gate Park, so it's a great time to visit, but any time is a great time to visit San Francisco.
And as you know, because you drove down from San Francisco, it's only about a 3-hour drive,
Yeah,
so it's not bad at all.
Yep.
We are really lucky to be in this area where we can make those kind of trips on the weekends. Well, your friend here, Balthasar, has been very, very nice, and I think he likes TV, Chris.
I think he could be a star of the future. I think
so too. You could tell he's very well
very relaxed.
Yeah, very relaxed on TV. Thank you both so much for being
pleasure.
here. Thank you, Chris, and we'll see you in San Francisco
Yes,
soon.
I hope so.
Sounds good. Coming up next, get your business in order. Tech expert Tammy Sears is here to help us make the most out of our connections. We'll be right back.